Hi, I'm Waffles. This is my ancient Totem sketchbook. It's really, really beat up, as you can see, and welcome to my yapping session. I guess we start here with a cover. Okay, first off, this sketchbook was gifted to me by one of my best friends at the time. I painted the cover because when I get gifted items, pencils, sketchbooks, journals, anything, I always make sure to use it from front to back to make sure that it is fully loved, because I love the person who gave it to me. It's just an act of care. So I started with painting the cover. It looked a lot more magnificent at the beginning, but this is where it is now. And the leftover paint I used to paint this rose, this little scene here, and also this little decal, just to make sure it wouldn't go to waste. I started, my start and finish dates, it took me almost 2 years to get through this sketchbook, which makes sense because it's kind of massive, let's be so for real. Yeah. At the beginning, I wasn't really sure what to draw, so I was just practicing some poses and seeing what I could do with it. It's a very slow progression from what I remember. Some studies. And then there are a lot of pages like this with paint splattered over them and a drawing on top. It's usually because I had extra paint and I didn't know what to do with it, so I would just and then come up with something for it later. I actually really like this page. The red ink over the red paint makes it look gold for some reason in the reflection. I don't know if that's going to pick up at all, but that's the way it looks in person, like right here is where it shows up the best, or down here. It's really beautiful. This paper, it was gifted to me by a friend of mine in high school. I have a couple of samples of it throughout my sketchbook, along with some tapes from them, like this. Down here. But yeah, I was really having a hard time figuring out what I wanted to draw at the beginning. This washi tape is from that same friend that gifted me the paper samples. And fun fact about this character, I've never done anything with her in terms of story-wise. I just had fun designing her. But she was inspired by a potion bottle video that I saw on TikTok. And so that's where her design came from. Some birds. Call. This was a drawing of my friend. I just really liked how she was posed in the photo, so I wanted to draw her. Oh, this is more extra paint and then more drawings on top of it. I have been asked about the white pen here. This is a Jelly Roll white pen. I did not do this freehand. I'm not that good, but it's really opaque and really smooth, so it goes so well over basically everything. I highly recommend it. This was a sketch for one of my friends from Brazil. I had the painting and some snacks shipped over to him internationally. And then my mom told me I couldn't do that anymore because it was too expensive. But I got his out. And then these were from when I was figuring out how I wanted to paint a pair of pants. This is going to be a little awkward. My hand is covering this page because it has some very personal messages to me. Not bad, I just would rather cherish them privately. And then this was a scene from a lake that my family has visited many a time over the years. It's not my first time drawing it, but I really wanted to that day. This is some more just paint, extra paint that I had that I put around my sketchbook. I liked this one, the feeling of this one. This turned into a digital work. It was a Draw This in Your Style challenge, but it's really hard to see because the graphite got smudged against the paint. I drew that in math class. This was another character inspired by that potions bottle video. I didn't do as much with her, but I did like figuring out the tattoos. I thought they were pretty. And then I really wanted to practice drawing eyes and intricate makeup styles because none of the characters I ever draw have intricate makeup. So I tried to do that here, but I just really don't like how any of these look at all. It doesn't quite look like an eyeball. I sketched these during a concert. Fun fact about me, I will learn to sketch anywhere, absolutely anywhere. Football games, I'm drawing. Baseball, I'm drawing. Concerts, I'm still drawing. And that continues with almost everywhere I go. This was the first page I ever did on a live stream. I was just doodling and I came up with this character design. I have to redesign her or update her character sheet, but I was very proud of myself that day. These are both of the same portrayal, obviously. This was my first one, but I really did not like how it turned out, so I redrew it. It's supposed to be reminiscent of laying down and just feeling the effects of gravity on your body, how the world seems to hold you. Oh, haha. She was lonely. These are some of my favorite pages in my sketchbook. Original photo was referenced off Pinterest, and I never drew him more than this, but I really, really want to because I really love how wavy and mystical everything is. And then this character is going to be repeated several times. This was for an art assignment about magical realism, and I just really wanted to see how she would turn out. Some more sketches of how I was thinking about depicting them. These stickers were gifted to me from a high school friend, and these sketches I drew with a pen I borrowed from another high school friend in the middle of math class. More of that character. And it's a little bit hard to see, but very pretty tiger. A lot of people ask me about the wings back here. My answer is pretty. I like it. More of that character, but for all of these, I was figuring out how I wanted to do the colors. I was having a very hard time separating the character from the background until I switched the blue in the background with black, and then it was much easier. Oh boy, okay. I'm gonna be brief with this. It's a very long storyboard. A very, very long storyboard of an animated project that I was thinking about. Using a cover of the song Girl Put Your Records On. Put Your Records On? By Corinne Bailey Rae. And that was spoilers, okay? That was spoilers. No. That was a sneak peek, and you will see nothing else of that project for quite a while. I haven't started on it. It is something I want to do because I'm so passionate about it, and it tells a story that I enjoy, and it's going to take forever to animate. So, shh, don't tell anyone. These next few pages are just a bunch of crayon drawings I doodled while I was sitting in my family yard sale and had nothing else to do. Oh, hi, Jinx. I was very bored. This was in the same yard sale, it was a practice of sketching a pose from memory versus with a reference. And the one I chose from memory is a lot more fluid than this one. Like, there's still a line of action for both, but her bones are less rigid in this one, which I really ended up liking. It's not high. She's not high. No. That's another comment I get frequently when I show the sketchbook to people. No. It's a scale, you see. Low to high energy. I caught you. Oh, and this is when I found a golden pen at that yard sale and decided to take it home because it was pretty. But yeah, expression practice, more doodles with pens that were not mine. Expression practice. I was having a very hard time with mouth placement and mouth shape especially, so I wanted to do this exercise to figure out how that fits in my style better. Oh my god, it's that witchy character again. Unis Honors art that I never finished because I didn't like it. But we're just going to pretend that I didn't finish it because it goes with the message of the show. Doodles with highlighters that were not mine. You see there's a running gag here that if a friend of mine has cool stationery, I will steal it and I will draw with it before returning it to them. It's gotta happen, you know. Oh yeah, okay. I transferred high schools, and when I got to my new high school, I joined the yearbook committee, and I'm an artist, surprisingly, so I was asked to design our yearbook shirt. And this is the start of Inktober in 2022, which was truly transformative. I actually kept up with it the entire time. Oh. I'm gonna blur that before I put my hand down. This is a trigger warning image. Trigger warning for SH. Okay? Stay safe out there, gang. I don't want to accidentally freak someone out. So, you've been warned. I will be removing my hand very slowly. Please skip to the next drawing at that timestamp if you'd like to not see this. Love yourself. Love you. Okay. But yeah. I was really, really proud of this one. It was the first two drawings, and this one I was soaring creatively. I was having a grand time, and then I immediately kind of knocked out. But I completed Inktober for the first time ever, so I was very proud of myself. I really like the fox in this one. My yearbook supervisor used to say that she wanted to get a tattoo of this drawing. Oh, my yearbook supervisor was also shocked how I could draw the same thing twice, right next to each other. She called it the copy and paste. The first one just wasn't what I wanted, and so I just redo it. Note, every single time there is black in my Inktober drawings, I filled it in with a pen. And I still do that for the most part. So like this is all with pen, this is all with pen. Yeah, I really like this one. This is not with pen, this is with acrylic paint around her. I'm not that insane, trust. But I really, with these two pages, I really like the difference and dissonance between them, despite them stemming from the same exact emotion. And I think that's really cool. Oh my goodness! A fairy riding a bud. My accents are never good. However, I do like using them when I can. I think it's silly. I had a really hard time getting the angle of the jaw for this one, and I still don't really like it, but it's a lot better than how it looked before. So, we cope, I suppose. Oh my gosh! Okay, so story time. I was a witch for Halloween that year. Oh, hello. I was a witch for Halloween that year, and I made my own witch's hat. This was during Inktober, this was after, and I just wanted to draw myself again. But I made my own witch's hat. It looked a lot like this. The apron was not made by me, it was actually made by the same person who gifted me this sketchbook, and I wore it with a costume, and I felt so cottagecore, and I love it. On that apron, I actually embroidered little vines on the straps, and it was super pretty. Drawing with some pens that were not mine, and then this page, which one of my underclassmen drew in. I like to do that. I like to share my sketchbook with people. Ducks. I loved this. I loved this so much. These are stickers. That's why there's no ink on them at all. I only did the general line art, and then I put the stickers on, and I colored everything so it'd all be very clear. Because the stickers are clear, you get it? Anyway, but I love this drawing, and contrastly, I really dislike this drawing. I didn't know what to do with it, and so I colored it with highlighter, and that was a mistake. But it's here. I will fix it someday, possibly. This turned into one of my AP art pieces in my senior year. And this one I just really like. Oh, so pretty. These two I also really, really like. And I understand, maybe someone will be like, but Waffles, it's Inktober, you're supposed to use ink. Says who? This is my sketchbook. My rules. Haha. Checkmate. But I really love both of these. I don't know what inspired me here at all, but that's okay. And then these with my little add-ons. That's a to-do list from high school. But oh my goodness. This could make for, I don't know, it feels like an adventure novel in Magic Dimension or on another planet. That's what it feels like. This was a quick little storyboard for the doubloons project, which I actually only recently finished. When I was first drawing it, I got really burned out while painting digitally one of the backgrounds, and so I never really went back to it until recently. So, woo! Finished projects, ooh! And with the doubloons trend, there was doubloons balls, like celebrations and dances, and so I drew myself in some of those outfits because I can. Who's gonna stop me? I'm not rich. I can't afford anything, but I can pretend I can. Watercolor. These were for an assignment. Oh, how to make Thanksgiving gravy. A recipe. And some doodles. And that's Wednesday. Hi, Wednesday. Jinx! Again. Can you guys tell I like Arcane? Did you notice that? That I draw Jinx a few times in the sketchbook. I only made a note to myself to flip her around and fix her hair. That's what that is. Doodled this in my physics class. Oh, let me wait for her. Doodled this in my physics class instead of working. I loved my physics class. And these were composition studies from a graphic novel that I read. It was called Squire. I enjoyed it immensely, but the illustration work in that book was fantastic, and I took so many notes. Oh my god. Art study success! That's me. Some sketches for art assignment that I did. Prismacolor, alcohol markers, my swatch, and then this was from a trip to Hawaii that my family won in a concert. And naturally, I'm an artist, and so I was just drawing the places we've been and the sights we were seeing all throughout. Oh, fun story. My dad and I were really close. I'm so much like my dad. It scares my mother sometimes. She gets very confused. But one time we were taking a walk out of our hotel just to explore and see what there was. And while we were walking, I found this little snail guy. And I picked him up and I showed him to some of the tourist helpers. I don't know what they're actually called, but I showed them to the tourist helpers and I was like, hey, do we need to throw this creature back into the ocean, or do I just put them back? And they said to put them back, so I did. But snail cameo is my boarding pass. You don't need to know my name. I'm so secretive and stealthy. A little character I drew when I was feeling a little lethargic. Inspired by these stickers. Oh, and this is when I was feeling lonely again, but more artistic and well put together. I actually like this sequence. I might draw it digitally sometimes in the future. An assortment of random doodles, because I wanted to draw, but I didn't know what to draw, and I didn't have any inspiration. So I opened up Pinterest, as one does, and just started going at it, I guess. I don't know what inspired this. I really don't. But this drawing, I am not Vietnamese. I'm not. But I grew up in a very diverse and Asian prominent community, and one of my childhood friends is Vietnamese, and I'm really close with them, and like their little sister, their mom, all of them. And I was gifted 2 like beautiful áo dye dresses by them. And so that's what I drew here. Just myself wearing one of the dresses. And it's so pretty. I don't get to wear it very often at all. Because last time I did, it was for an event from school. I explained to everyone who asked, oh yeah, this was gifted to me. I just wanted to wear it because it's Multicultural Week and I have this item, and then I was told I was culturally appropriating. So I haven't worn it. I don't wear it very often at all to avoid offending people. But it was gifted to me, and I really appreciate it and love it. Some sketches. Oh my gosh, okay, this is one of the best ideas I had in this sketchbook. Snowflake tutus. Snowflake wings. They're beautiful. I love them. I need to come back to this concept because I think they're so pretty. Oh, and this, I didn't write this. It was written by a user named Faith in a YouTube comment underneath one of my study playlists. So, credit to Faith. Shout out whoever you are. This was a storyboard for a song that I liked, but I didn't like the storyboard, so I never drew it. Oh, finishing up the storyboard. One time, because I was feeling like it, I bought black lipstick from Hot Topic, and then I proceeded to draw myself grungy and emo, and when I showed this to my roommate, they laughed and did not take me seriously. But fun fact, I do dress goth occasionally because my best friend is goth and she transformed me, and she still does sometimes, and it's really fun. This was a very, very rough storyboard for the Soldier Poet King trend that was happening. I never finished that animation. I can, it's still in the works, technically, but I might start over. Okay, so this page, these doodles are not mine, they're by a friend of mine in high school, and this was my AP Physics teacher! Oh my god! What a guy. I designed the AP Physics shirt, or a AP Physics shirt. We didn't actually make one. But the design is here, and that's my teacher, and he's going to be standing on top of the flying pig that he has. And I think it's silly, and I like it. Okay, no more noise. Continuously. My art teacher used to give us fortune cookies and tell us to draw something based on what it said. And I don't know if this page is directly based on it, or if this just ended up here, but this is what I came up with. And then she also asked me to make this for a reason I don't remember, I never actually finished making it. But that's okay. Oh my gosh! Okay, so this is one of my friends from high school. Fantastic sense of style, always. Beautiful. Love them. And then all of these were sound cues or sound cue samples because I joined the theater team in my high school and I was in charge of sound. Our first performance was Clue. Draw the Singer Style Challenge, and then this was just because I felt like it. That hand is really wonky. That hand is so wonky, but that's okay. Oh, haha. This is Kara from Undertale, of course. Why did I draw this? Because I don't know how to flirt with people. I was trying to flirt with a guy in my high school, and I did so by drawing one of their favorite characters. Spoiler, I ended up dating him for almost 2 years. We're not together anymore, but fun facts, good memories. Oh, I went to some event with my friend, and I ended up spending so much money on this person's products. I bought a journal and a hat, and I still have the hat, and I wear the hat all the time, and it makes me so happy. Love them. These are some more artist cards from that same event. Some person came up to us and just handed these to my friend and I, and I was like, okay, well, collection. Some Draw the Singer Style Challenges. Sketches. I like to do Draw the Singer Style Challenges since I always have, but it helps me in general to become better in my art, to become better in how I portray characters, and it also gives me something easy I can show people who are interested in commissioning me, because this is more or less how I would draw your character. It's just a sample, like, this is the quality roughly you're going to get, and I like to do that. This was a view outside my high school. I looked up and I saw this and I was like, ooh, pretty. So I drew it. And then this is one of my first more realistic sketches I've ever done. And I think that she is beautiful. I don't draw realistically very often, but a lot more now than I used to. Oh, I was playing around with lights. In these sketches, it turned into a full painting eventually. And then I was just playing with my white pen here. It's really, really hard to see on camera, but those are just some doodles. Absolutely not. No, 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 no. No, no, no. No, no. That is... I'm an artist, okay? I have artistic powers, such as drawing myself in the universes of shows that I like. That's what this is, except that I really don't like the costume anymore. And I need to fix it immediately. But that's okay. That's okay, we cope. This was for another Draw the Singer Style Challenge, and I was planning on drawing her digitally. This is the handle right here. But I liked how this turned out more, and oh my god, it's just so freeing. It's so freeing and beautiful. And I really love it still. That's a receipt. Yeah, these are just some some doodles, a little cat falling, silly dog. Yeah. I went to a sleepover, and you know that trend where artists switch their sketchbook every 10 minutes or so? That's what we did. We were watching How to Train Your Dragon. So, another Draw This in Your Style sketch. So I went to see the Barbie movie, and I went with my best friend. And this is the outfit that I wore. I didn't have a lot of pink clothes at the time. Much more now. I have fixed that issue. But that's the outfit I wore, and then when I got home, I drew Barbie herself. Icon. I don't know. I press flowers. I press flowers occasionally. I don't receive them very often. These were from my corsage in junior prom. So I pressed them, and they're still here. More flowers from my corsage at junior prom. Some more Draw This in Your Style sketches. They're cutesy. Oh my goodness. Okay, spoilers for all of this. Gonna be real fast. Time to explain. I was feeling sentimental about my high school career ending, and so I drafted that storyboard as what would have been a love letter to my friends, and for all that they've done to me, and all this done with me, and how they've impacted my life in such a positive way that I cannot explain. But I never went through with that project, and so the storyboards just live in here. And it's something I might return to at some point. But for now, it is just my little memories, things that make me happy. Some more from that corsage. This I drew because I saw a bodysuit that looked pretty, and the second I drew it, I was like, man, that looks like Evangelion, and I've never even watched Evangelion, and I don't know if I'm pronouncing Evangelion right, but for those of you who like Evangelion, you're welcome. This one I'm keeping private because it's a very personal memory. Not a bad memory, a very positive memory, and it's very sweet, but that one's for me. I saw a cute hat on Pinterest. That's what happened here. Dinosaurs. These are some of my friends. This was for that Jack Strawberry meme with the song. You know the song, with the one with the different eyes. I didn't finish making that. That is something I might return to eventually for nostalgia purposes because it makes me happy. This was for a Draw This in Your Style challenge that I never fully went through with. I might, but I think this is kind of cute. This was for one of those design your own fairy OC challenges based on you. This is what I got, and I think she's really pretty. I really love her wings so much. Those pens were not mine. This was a, another storyboard I made from a song that I like. Air So Sweet by Dodie. It's a song that grounds me. It grounds me, it makes me feel so free, and I wanted to draw something for it, but I didn't like how this came out, so I didn't draw anything with it. But the character here for some reason looked a lot like Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle to me in my brain, so I just ended up drawing Sophie from Howl's Moving Castle. This was going to be a very brief storyboard animation project for my Space Witch character that I showed earlier, the one that I drew on live stream, and it's just her origin and her fighting something. Because her story is that she's a space witch. She's basically the world's therapist. If you are feeling hopeless and you make a wish on a shooting star in the night, she will appear beside you and help you. She will help you feel more secure in yourself to get out of the bad patch that you're in. And that's her concept, and I really like it. Have you ever seen the mascot costume for the Stanford tree? Just a curious question. Oh, you haven't? Okay, cool. Look it up. Look it up. Look at it. Embrace how terrifying, and then come back and thank me for how much more whimsical this little guy is. You're welcome. I've changed your life now. I gave Bro a redesign. And then these are just some silly doodles. Oh good, it's another one of those. Okay, so I'm a complete nerd. Still. I put myself into Demon Slayer. That's all this is. If I ever was in Demon Slayer and I ever met this guy, I'd be flustered. That's all I'll say. I'd be so nervous. Okay. Lots of things happening here. What I'm covering are some graduation photos for very close friends of mine. They were a year ahead of me. I was very happy for them, but I will not show them for their personal privacy. And I never did apply to CalArts, so that was not for anything. This is very important to me. My high school did this thing called senior countdowns, and every day up until the last day when we graduated, a student was supposed to make a number poster, and it would slowly count down until our graduation date. The last 10 of those posters were assigned to students with more artistic and creative capabilities. I got number 1. I got number 1. I got the last day. And what I did for the last day is I drew every single student in my senior class on that poster. I drew them in a way that I felt was representative of them and their personalities, and I tried to keep them with their friends groups as much as I could, with the people I saw them hang out with. And I did that. And I still have that poster, and it means so much to me, and I'm really glad I pulled through with that. I don't remember where I got the idea for this. It turned into one of my AP art pieces later. Oh, goody. For my birthday that year, I was gifted so many color pencils from my boyfriend at the time, the one that I seduced by drawing his favorite character. Oh my gosh, I have Riz crazy. I'm never saying that again. No. Anyway, I was gifted color pencils. I wanted to use the color pencils because they blended beautifully. Oh my goodness, hello dear human. Hi. It's a different time of the night. My footage stopped recording at the end. We're doing this now. Yes, we are. Where was I? I was talking about the blending right here. Quite literally at the end, at the immediate end. I was talking about the blending. My boyfriend at the time gifted me color pencils. I wanted to use them. They blended. They were pretty. This, I don't remember, but I was thinking about grief a lot, and that's all I got for there. This drawing, I was trying to be very careful and accurate in how I represented this traditional clothing. It was inspired by a book I did not write, that I read, called yes. And I thought the descriptions of the clothing were so beautiful that I had to draw it. And in my senior year of high school, one of the theater shows that we did was The Princess Bride, so I have a bunch of stickers. And that's it. That's quite literally all I got. That's where my camera cut me off at. How rude. How evil. I'm kidding. The end. I'm not a Slytherin. I'm not a Slytherin, actually. A few times in the past, people have heard my name and been like, oh, you must be a Slytherin, right? And I'm like, haha, how funny. Wow, crazy. How'd you guess that? I'm a Hufflepuff, actually. Just putting that out there. And yeah, that's the end. Thank you so much for your interest in my art and for letting me yap. I know this has been quite the experience. So, I'll see you in the next one.